Thank you for joining me today. This is Dulcer24 here with another Minecraft tour of the U.S.S. Dangeruss. And today I'll be taking you down to Deck 6, which is engineering, and I'll be showing you the main engine room, the port and starboard side engines, the 4 warp coils, the main brig, the 2 cargo holds, and the bioengineering lab. And just like in all the other videos, we're going to start by going through Shuttle Bay, the main entrance. And we're going to go through the security area, up through the recreation area into the turbolift, which will take you down to Deck 6. And like always, you have joining me today my first officer, Cypress24.
Hey, how's it going?
Commonly known as John, but also known as Haberdabber. Also, you got joining me today my electronics officer, Mortsiv.
Hello, what's up?
And they'll be helping me running the demonstrations and turning on the engines while I record everything to get a nice shot for you guys. And the first thing I would like to show you today is the upgrades we made to our shuttlecraft. With the new Title IX update that came with the 360 console, we were able to put dispensers on the front of the shuttlecraft and be able to hit a button to shoot out the fire charges out of the dispensers, acting like a phaser cannon for our shuttlecrafts. And on the new ship, we have a couple of ideas for the shuttlecrafts to make them a little more intriguing and a little more advanced than what you see here on the ship today. Now I'm going to take you past all this, the security area of the ship. Take you down to the hall, take you down this hallway past the stairs. And of course past the recreation area that you saw in the part 3 tour of the ship. So we're going to go right here to our turbolift. And we're going to go down one floor to Deck 6. And that's going to be our engineering deck. So if we walk down this hallway and then take our first right, this hallway is going to take us to the main engineering room, which is going to lead us to the main engine and then the port and starboard side engines. All the engines are made out of nether rock, and you got water and lava running through them. And the warp coils are made out of gravel and sand so they can fall, and we'll show you that later. So I'm going to start you off on the left side of the ship first, and then we're going to work our way all the way around the ship, and we're going to end up where we started at the end of this. And for those of you who can recognize, this is the area of the ship to where we shot the creeper scene in the intro video to where it blew up part of the ship. Now all of our engines are run off of a 3-clock circuit. It's got pistons, and then it's got note blocks that are sitting on top of jukeboxes that makes it with a deeper and lower kind of sound. So when you flip the switch, as you can hear, it gives you that deep sound. You can see the pistons moving in the engine from the 3-clock repeating circuit. Now in this 3-clock circuit we have 2 repeaters on there. So if you adjust the repeaters, you can actually slow down or speed up the sound and the speed of the pistons themselves for the engines. So you can actually make it sound like it's going faster or slower, or it's speeding up or slowing down. Also, as you can see here with the water and the lava, that's what acts as the matter and antimatter flow for our engines. And you'll see the same thing in the nacelles as well. So if we go straight ahead of us, and I'm going to take you underneath our main engine controls, and under here is where we have our warp drive controls. Now these control the engines and the nacelles. So as you can see, if I flip it up, it will turn the light off, which will actually turn on the nacelles in the back. And if I have it down with the light on, that will be triggering it so it turns it off, so the engines aren't moving and the warp drive is turned off. And I'll go more in detail about that in the Part 9 tour when I show off the nacelles in that portion of the ship. Well, it looks like I have a little bit of a lag. Get my first officer down here to let me out. There we go. Appreciate it. He's not lighting anything on fire today. That's always a good sign. So as I come up here, as you can see, this is the main engine controls. And then when I flip this lever over here, it's going to light a 3 o'clock repeater or turn on another 3 o'clock repeater, which will trigger the pistons and the note blocks around it to turn on and keep rotating until I turn it off. I'll give you a quick look around the engine. Here we got a little glass area to where you can see inside. You see the pistons moving. And the redstone repeater down here, like I said, same thing with the other engines. If you change the settings, it will decide on whether it's going to go faster or slower. And if you wanted to, you could add in more repeaters to kind of slow it down or speed it up as much as you want. Just go ahead and turn that off, and I'll show you the last engine over here. Same thing as on the other side. The 3 o'clock repeater, pistons on the inside, and the note blocks on top of jukeboxes. Go ahead and flip the switch. Need not to explain much more. Same thing, with the repeaters and everything. So,
it's on fire.
Appreciate it, John. Nice job. Next room we're going to show you here is what's containing our 4 warp cores. Now the warp cores are made, as you can see, of gravel and glass, and we have the note block sitting on top of the gravel, so it gives it a different type of sound when you turn these on. In the center of each of these have sands on top of pistons. So if at any time, if we need to drop the warp core, we can flip a switch, the pistons will move, and the sand will drop out and hit the island underneath us. And then each console has 2 levers, one to turn it on and one to drop the warp core. So, Mortsiv, can you flip the first switch?
First switch, flipping.
And then that turns on the warp core. And just like the engines with the repeaters, you can change the settings so it acts like it sounds like it speeds up or slows down. And it has it for each one of them. So Mortsiv, can you turn on the first lever on each one?
Roger.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Billy.
Okay.
No, not that one. Please go to the next one. Yeah, one on each one.
Oh, the first one and the next set. Gotcha.
You got it. And as you can see, that each one, the first one on each set, will turn them on. And this is what it would sound like.
They should be labeled a little
better. I know.
I could be dropping the warp core and not know it.
We're going to drop the cores anyways. And this is what it's going to sound like when all 4 of the warp cores are on. So now we're going to go ahead and drop the warp core. And what you would need to do is in each console, just flip the second switch, and that'll drop the core. So Mortsiv, do you mind flipping that second switch for me?
Flipping.
And then that drops the center. So basically that switch will send a signal to the pistons underneath to drop the core.
Does it eject it from the ship?
Yes.
Does it eject it out of the ship?
Yeah. There's a island underneath the ship.
Oh, cool.
So you can actually get taken off the ship if you're in the center there as well. So let's drop one more core. And as you can see here, the center has sand in the middle there. And as you can see, we'll flip the switch, the sand falls. And it goes to the island underneath the ship. So go ahead and turn off all the warp coils.
It's on fire!
What the hell? I don't know if he knows, but I'm not going to tell him. But you can't really catch anything on fire with fire arrows. So I'm just going to let it be and let him shoot those arrows. As long as he doesn't catch anything on fire. So those were our 4 warp cores. Next.
Our warp cores probably fell and hit somebody on the island. Small family. some small single-family home, just trying to make it in this rough world. We just dropped our warp core through their living room.
Well, if that did happen, I'll send an away team out there so they can fix up the place and fix any damages that were made. So, and then this next room is our main brig. As you can see here, this is where we hold any captives or anybody that's awaiting any trial. As you can see, it's made out of bedrock. It's got the iron bars and made out of diamond bricks, or excuse me, the diamond blocks. Each cell comes with its own bed and comes with 2 cauldrons. One is empty and one is full of water. So just flip the switch and you'll be able to go in and out of the cell. Come on, buddy. I don't think he wants to leave. Oh well. So as you can see, the cells are pretty small, all made out of bedrock, like I said. So it's once you're in there, if you have no weapons or no pickaxes, there's no way to get out. You can't reach and hit the lever on the other side, so you're pretty much stuck in there. Now we also do have an interrogation room, but you'll see that on deck 7 with weapons and armory in the next video. Alright, so I'm ready to get out of here, guys. No, don't create your own door, John. Hey. Alright. So the next thing I want to show you here, it would be on the left and right of us. It's the only setups it's the only part that has double sliding doors here. And it's our main cargo holds. And it just displays certain things that you'll find on the ship. You know, your enchanting corner. The sliding doors. We also have a 3 o'clock repeater and a shower as well. And
it's on fire.
Thanks, John. How did I know that was going to happen? But anyway, so here's your 3 o'clock repeater that you have going on, and then I also have a prototype shower that we built, and this actually turned into a prototype for the decontamination room as well. And then across the brig is the same thing on the other side, except for it has different types of inventions. It has the prototype of the shuttle bay doors, has the prototype for the dispensers and the fire arrows in the combat training room. So, but we won't get into that. You know, we'll move forward. We're running out of time here, so. And through this door here, you have your main engineering offices. Now, not all of them are filled, and it is a little disappointing because it looks like that we've hit our limit with pictures and item frames that we can put up. I'm not sure on how many we're able to put up to begin with. So if anybody does know, just put them in the comments below or email me at the address I'll have provided at the end. I would appreciate it. But anyways, this is the your chief engineer's office. As you can see, it's more spacious. And then behind his desk, you have a secret passage or trapdoor secret passage down into the weapons and armor section of the ship, deck 7. And just break down the planks and you can get into that deck. And like I've stated on the sneak peek that I gave of the U.S.S. Uncompliant, if anybody, you know, that follows these tours, if there's a room that may have missed that you feel would work well in the starship, just write them in the comments below or email me again at the address that I'll have provided at the end, and I will try and implement that into the new ship that we're building, you know, going forward. So we do appreciate your feedback and your input with these ships. And so this last room I do want to show you here is our bioengineering lab. So as you can see, got a little open space here, but we have a farm area where we got our cows. We have wolves and chickens here. I guess the next step would be getting the pigs, the actual cows, and the sheep in there as well. And I'm not sure if you could do this with all animals, but I know with the wolves, if you feed them cooked meat, you can get them in love mode, and they will actually get with each other and have a little baby. I don't know if you could do that with all animals, but I know you can do that with wolves. And this structure to the left of us here is our sugarcane harvester. So you just step on the pressure plate underneath me, and you can see that the sugar canes float down the water there and end up here, so you can just go down, pick up the sugar canes, and resupply yourself. And then over here, if I can just have you go ahead and break these stone blocks for me. And if you step on the pressure plate, the blocks will move and the water will pour down, and you'll have yourself a wheat harvester. It won't be able to break up your melons or your pumpkins, but you can do the wheat, and you'll have that float down to your end. Now it needs a little more work. I've noticed earlier down the way it doesn't get all the wheat, but you get the idea of it. And then on the new starship that we'll have, and we'll have a more advanced one, and it will definitely work a lot better. But you get the gist of this, and it serves its purpose. So that's pretty much the tour here. That would be all of engineering. Like I said, I showed you the engine rooms, the warp coils, the brig, the main cargo hold, and the bioengineering lab.
Cool.
And in the next video, I'll be taking you down to Deck 7, which is Weapons and Armory, where I'll be showing you the photon torpedoes and our forward phasers. And I want to give a special thanks to my first officer for joining me today.
It's on fire.
And of course, my electronics officer for joining me as well, Mortsiv. Now, if you guys have any questions or would like to see a tutorial on something you have seen on the tour today, just write them in the comments below, or you can email me at the address provided at the bottom. And I appreciate your guys' time, and I'll see you next time.